The following program is a Town of Colonie television production of the William K. Sanford Town Library.
Hi, I'm Supervisor Paula Mahan, and welcome to Colonie Connect. Today, my special guest is Pam Raleigh. Pam is the Assistant Curator at our Pruyn House. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Paula.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to hearing all about the Pruyn House. And so we'll start out with a very simple question, like what's happening at the Pruyn House? Anything new?
Well, we do have a new educational initiative that we started about 1.5 years ago, but before I talk about that, I'd like to mention all of our holiday goings on.
That was my next question.
Oh, good.
So we'll go right into that.
It truly is the most wonderful time of year at the Pruyn House. The Blue Creek Garden Club came in earlier this week, and as we speak, they're still decking the halls with boughs of everything. From the top to the bottom, they come in with their own personal items and private collections and decorate all the rooms. And this year their theme is Woodland Wonders. And while they're very busy in the house, the Fort Orange Garden Club ladies are busy in the schoolhouse getting ready for their annual green sale. And they'll have all sorts of items for sale, holiday swags, wreaths. They have beautiful boxwood trees for sale. They have hostess gifts, candles, gardening gifts, and whatnot. And the proceeds from that sale help maintain the Pruyn House Garden.
Okay.
And the Blue Creek Garden Club will also have a boutique sale. That will be Saturday and Sunday. And then Sunday we have the Friends of Pruyn House open house from 12 to 4. And the American Recorders will be there playing music and light refreshments, punch and cookies.
Okay, so for our listeners, because the show usually runs for quite a while, that Sunday is
Sunday, December 7th.
Okay.
And then the Fort Orange Garden Sale, their annual green sale, is Friday the 5th and Saturday the 6th from 10 to 5 each day. Excuse me. And then the Blue Creek Garden Club, their sale is Saturday and Sunday the 6th and 7th from 10 to 4. And it's all on our website, www.prynhouse.org, with the times and places and whatnot. So.
Okay, so people can visit the website and learn about all of the special holiday events, which are all taking place in December.
Yes.
Is there anything going on in January?
Nope, but we have more in December if you want to hear about it.
Okay, I do.
Okay.
I do.
The following weekend, Saturday the 13th, we have our children's holiday party, and we're very fortunate to have a board member who owns a few of the area Wendy's franchises, and Wendy's has graciously decided to underwrite the whole children's party this year.
Wonderful.
And it is wonderful because it's great fun for kids about 10 and under. It's Saturday the 13th from, I believe it's 1 to 4, but again, it's on the website. And Santa and Mrs. Claus will come and visit. There'll be a face painter, a magician, some stories, and again, light refreshments for the kids. And they really do enjoy it. It's very magical for them.
Sounds good.
And then our last big thing in December is Thursday evening, December 17th, I believe. What's Thursday? I have it on my sheet here. Oh, Thursday, December 18th at 7 p.m., and that's a musical program by Aria. And there's 5 singers that come and they sing Christmas songs from England, Spain, Russia. They sing some traditional Jewish songs as well. And tickets for that are $6. You can pay at the door, and reservations are required. And also there's reservations for the children's party. So you can just call Pruyn House and make your reservation.
Now, the event on the 18th is Thursday the 18th. Is that more of an adult type
That's
of,
definitely, yes, that's a
entertainment?
good point. It is more adult entertainment.
Okay.
It's very, it's geared toward adults, not children.
So we have something for the children and something for adults as well. And just being in the Pruyn House setting around the holidays it's just very inspiring and really gets you into the holiday mood.
It does.
Kind of takes you back in time to focus on what's really important around the holidays, and so that's nice.
And also, even if you can't make one of these scheduled events, you know, the Pruyn House is open every day from 9 to 4:30, and we encourage people just to come in and stop by. I mean, you know, you can go through the house from top to bottom in about 15 minutes, and it's well worth it, I think.
Okay, and it always looks so beautiful as well, no matter what time of the year you go. The inside and of the Pruyn House and all of the gardens, everything around the whole entire site. Lots of good things to see. It's becoming a very popular venue for weddings, receptions.
It is.
The Burmaster Barn really is a beautiful setting. That definitely takes you back in time, but it's just, it becomes so elegant yet so relaxing, and we're getting more and more requests.
Oh gosh, we've been fielding phone calls for 2016 weddings for over 3 months now.
Wow.
And we open up that process January 1st. And what I love about weddings is that every single one is different. Everyone has their vision of what they want to do in the barn. And we had roughly 22 weddings this past season. And like I said, everyone was different, beautiful in their own way. People are excited to be there. It's a really wonderful.
So they rent out the space, and then they'll come and do their own decorations or have it decorated, whatever their theme is, and then they also they'll have it catered. Is that the way it works?
It runs the gamut, really. You can come in and decorate yourself, or we have a barn decorating specialist named Michelle DeShava who's wonderful and has packages and hangs the lanterns and will do full service kind of bridal planning. We do have caterers that we recommend to people, kind of a preferred vendor list, but again, the bridal couple can have anyone they want come in as long as they come to the site and look at the barn and see what they're dealing with, because we don't have kitchen facilities.
So lots of choices.
Right.
Okay.
That's why they're all different.
And it's just a beautiful location for photo shoots that you can get some beautiful shots.
Oh, we have a lot of photographers all the time on the site. They come for one-year-old photos. They come for fall shots, for spring shots with the garden as the backdrop. Yeah, photographers love to come.
And the spring, the summer, early fall, everything is in great shape. The grounds, the everything, all the flowers are in bloom. The trees are full. Everything is really beautiful at that time of the year. And you mentioned earlier the Blue Creek Club and the Fort Orange Club. Fort Orange Garden Club, all of their time is volunteer.
Oh, absolutely. They put in hours each week. Their schedule typically is they'll come in on Monday and cut flowers and then store them in the house basement. And then all throughout the summer and the fall, while the garden is productive and active, they'll do arrangements and they'll put them in the house. They'll put them, and they're just, and those women are so talented with their arrangements. And yes, they're volunteer. Same with the Blue Creek Garden Club. They come in and they give up their time. And
the Blue Creek Club also has the herb gardens.
I don't believe they maintain that anymore. They did.
Okay, because for years
yes, they did.
Okay.
They did. And now there's a butterfly garden too.
Right.
Which is also kind of off the parking lot. But those women are all phenomenal.
Yes, you see them, and at every event they're there, and they do a lot of different things for I'm thinking of the old-fashioned Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
That day.
The Blue Creek Garden Club has a nice sale in the potting shed during old-fashioned Sunday, and they have beautiful dried floral arrangements for sale. And
as well as everything else that goes on that day.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it's a fun day.
And that's always early September?
That is always the first Sunday after Labor Day.
Okay, first Sunday
Early
after
September.
Labor Day. And we always get a good crowd.
Especially when the weather's nice.
And so we keep our fingers crossed that time of the year for good weather.
Right.
And we have lots of people there that have lots of different talents that they show off that day. And I know the Blue Creek Garden Club is always in the shed.
Potting shed,
Yes.
Yep.
So we'll see them on that day. We have, as you say, the holiday season. There are all types of events that cater to that season. But throughout the year, there are some other events that go on in the Pruyn House, in the barn, and they're all on the website as you go throughout the year.
We just had the Weavers were there the weekend before and the week before Thanksgiving, and that's the American Weavers Guild, and they have exquisite tapestries and hand-woven scarves, sweaters, shawls, and they were very happy. They did very well this year, and they were there 3 or 4 days, and they had some fashion shows, and they sold their items. And then every other year, the Embroiderers Guild comes in, and it's the same idea as the Weavers Guild, only it's embroidery and stitchery and whatnot.
Okay. And our Parks and Rec department, I know the last few years we've been having the Halloween party. And I think
Mr.
we had
and
the
Mrs.
Easter.
Bunny
Mr. and Mrs.
came.
Bunny.
Yep.
Yes, they were there.
Yep.
So
And the egg hunt.
the egg hunt, and also from the library, the reading
in
club.
August. Yep.
There's an event there for
They have their
the
jubilee at the end. Yes, yes.
So lots of wonderful things for the kids, and as you can see, different parts of the activities that we do throughout the town, through town, whether it's Parks and Rec or the library, whatever, are integrated into the setting as well, and that's along with the crossings. That's one of our other main settings, is it? And it's a partnership between the town of Colonie that owns the site, the buildings, and then we maintain those, and then the Friends of the Pruyn House do an outstanding job with fundraising and putting on concerts and different events, and then partnering with the town to maintain a lot of the inside different new displays, whatever it might be, or repairs. I know recently we put on a new roof on the barn.
And the heating system last year.
The heating system, and I believe we're doing some work on the schoolhouse.
A lot of work on the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse, the Verdoy Schoolhouse has a slate roof, and the edging was all, weather beaten and sort of destroyed. So the town came in and replaced all that slate and did some woodworking and fixed some window frames and painted. So it looks beautiful.
And the other facilities on the site, on the Pruyn House site, the Pruyn House itself has its history. The Verdoy Schoolhouse, actually from the Verdoy area, which is in the town of Colonie. The Burmaster Barn, and then we have
the Tool Museum.
The Tool Museum. That's where did that come from? The Tool Museum, or was it?
The Tool Museum,
on the
believe,
site
was there but rebuilt.
Okay.
It was really the carriage house, I believe, where the Pryns housed their carriage and their sleds in the winter. So now that's sort of our Tool Museum, and the town fixed that as well. I'm sorry, that's the carriage house. The Tool Museum is out near the bathrooms.
Right, and behind the bathrooms.
Yes. And that, I don't do a lot or deal a lot with that, but part of one of our new initiatives is we want to have some exterior signage so that when people come and the site is not open, they're always welcome to come and tour around the site, but they might look at the carriage house and say, oh, what is that? What was that? Or the tool shed, or the smoke house, or the privy behind the schoolhouse. And so we're going to have some exterior signage, just a couple words on a plaque so people can read about that.
Yeah, because there is a tremendous amount of history on the site.
There is.
And I mean, it is like walking from, say, today, 2014, back in time, and you just almost get caught up in the setting, and you feel like you're back in the olden days when. People rode around in a horse and carriage, or they had
horse-drawn sleighs.
Horse-drawn sleighs and tool sheds making all the equipment they needed themselves, and of course, in this case, the beautiful Pruyn House mansion. You could see all of the different rooms, the way they're decorated, and the different designs in them really bring you back in time, which is back in the 1800s.
Right, right.
so-
Early to mid 1800s.
So
Right.
that's a long time ago, and to be able to have that right at our fingertips, to have that beautiful gem right
It
in
is the gem
heart
town
of the
of
town.
Colonie.
We're very fortunate. We
Right.
really are.
We are.
And I know whenever we work on a project to fix, say, whether it's the schoolhouse or the barn, whatever it might be, we try to work on it so that it's in that historical context.
Right,
So that we,
and that's tough sometimes, like even picking out the paint color for the barn.
Yes.
I mean, everyone says, well, it's a red barn. Well,
it's not as easy as it looks.
No, it's not. It took a little time to pick the
Yeah.
right color, and it came out beautifully. So
It is it's a large undertaking to keep everything in that period of time, to keep it looking that way, maintained that way, repaired correctly, and just to maintain that type of an environment, that atmosphere.
Right.
And certainly the volunteers that work at the Pruyn House year-round do a fantastic job.
They
because
do.
couldn't do it without the volunteers.
And we're very fortunate to have the board members that we do, because this summer at one of the concerts, two of the board members were talking, and they started pointing out limbs that were hanging over the bathroom and hanging over the potting shed and hanging. And they said, that's dangerous. You have people seated under these limbs. So the town came in and cleared a lot of the branches, and we trimmed up a lot of trees, and it's safer and nicer.
Yes, and that's that's all part of the workings that go on there. It's the board that
We've got a great board,
that runs
very active,
the
yes, Buildings and Grounds Committee.
buildings. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're another set of eyes.
Yes.
Offering all kinds
Exactly.
of ideas and prioritizing for us what needs to be done immediately.
We've got our
what's
list for
long-term.
2016 already.
Yeah,
we
so
do.
there's so much that goes on that is handled on a volunteer basis, and so we really we have a very nice partnership, and we thank all the volunteers, the board, everyone that
We
puts
do.
time
Yes.
into it.
Yes.
But one of the newer initiatives that you've been working on for the past year or so has been the educational initiative.
Right.
And that's what the Pruyn House is. It's a historical, cultural, and educational
place. Right.
center. So we really wanted to take a look at that side of it, the educational component, and how can we enhance that. And I think that you have been working on this. Fred Miller,
Yes.
former board
Yes.
member, has been
Yep.
was working on this with you. So we really are enhancing that portion of the site. So maybe you could tell us some of the things that are involved with this educational initiative.
Well, thank you. Roughly 2 years ago, we did the 30th anniversary DVD commemorating 30 years of the Pruyn House, and Fred Miller was very involved in that. And as soon as that was over, he was ready with the next project, and we kicked around an idea of signage and how to, even more than that, how to make the Pruyn House relevant and connect it to the history of New York State and national history, and kind of put it in perspective, so to speak. So he and I came up with a sort of a three-pronged approach. We were going to focus on interior signage, and I've got an example right here, and then exterior signage, which I mentioned, and then the third part, which is a few years in the offing, is to create a docent program so that we have volunteers who are very well trained and very well versed in the history of Casper's Pruyn and Stephen Van Rensselaer. And so the first part of this project, we created 10 panels that we're going to display throughout the house and in the schoolhouse, the basement, the kitchen. And this one is my personal favorite because it's a timeline of events from Casper's Pruyn's life, significant events. And for instance, in 1817, the construction of the Erie Canal began. Well, everyone knows a little bit about the Erie Canal, but they started construction in 1817. It was completed in 1825, just as the Pruyn House itself was being constructed. And upwards of 50,000 people depended on the Erie Canal for their livelihood. The federal government didn't want to undertake such a large project, so the state of New York stepped in and basically carved a canal system of 363 miles through wilderness of New York State using just horsepower and manpower. So that's what our hope for this project is that you can come in and see these panels and put things in perspective. 1837, Queen Victoria was coronated. And we have other panels. There's one on Stephen Van Rensselaer. And it talks about what a patroonship is, because a lot of people don't know what that is. And that was really unique to New York State, the patroonship system. It's equivalent to the feudal system from Europe. And but it was what it was called in the New World in New York State was the patroonship. And then we have several other panels, and right now we're trying to decide A, how to display them, and B, where to display them. Should they be on easels or hanging or whatnot? But that's the last leg of our project, and we're excited for people to come in and make the connections.
No, that looks beautiful, and being a former
history teacher,
as you are, this is really something that's very personal, near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoy my job every day, but this was a project to kind of sink your teeth into, and Fred Miller was invaluable. He really enjoyed, he did a lot of the research, and he really enjoyed it as well.
And for all of our listeners out there that have young daughters, I mean, there's so many different items on here, but it's hard to for young people to, especially young women, to realize that they didn't even have the right to vote. And as you have here, the Women's Suffrage Convention in Seneca Falls, which is in New York State, that women were out there fighting for the right to vote, and it was not an easy task to take on. So there wasn't that equality back then. And what's interesting is sometimes you'll hear today, in today's time, about women's equality. Things here also when slavery was abolished, 1827 in New York State, and that was such an important time. But so many things here that really enhance what our students are learning in school, whether it be 8th grade or 7th grade or at the high school level, even our students in elementary school. But also for the parents to recap history, to come in. Yeah, to come in.
Because we've learned about a lot of these things, but what do we,
Yeah, it's not something that you talk about every day. So, as you place these throughout the site, it really brings back a lot of memories of the history lessons that we've learned. So,
and that was our intent, for people to make the connections to the past.
And I love the timeline. It really gives you, walks you through from 1629 to 1843, the major events, and it shows you what a different world we live in today compared to back then. So all those years. But that's beautiful. That's a beautiful job.
Thank you.
So we have a great program going then. So now it's not totally complete yet, is it? You still have, you're going to keep adding to?
Well, we have 10 signs,
10
interior signage.
Okay.
And then I think our next focus will be to do exterior signage, like I said, for the potting shed, the carriage house, Verdoy Schoolhouse,
Describe
the Burmaster Barn, so people that can come onto the site. And we love giving tours, but a lot of times it's tough if someone just shows up and we don't have an extra hour to spare to give a full-blown tour. This helps.
Yeah, and that's what's nice too about having the signage around. People sometimes want to just go off on their own. They want to walk around. They want to look at the gardens. They want to look at the buildings. They want to look at the interior.
And they might only have 15 minutes.
Yeah, and they just want to kind of wander around on their own in a peaceful way. So if someone's not available, it's a very user-friendly tour guide for them. So,
Right.
So it's great, but I'm really pleased, being a former
Right.
educator myself, to see you take on this initiative and do such great things with it, and so much more to come. I think it just completes that third piece of the site, the educational piece, because we have so much history, we have so much culture there, but this really adds to it greatly in that educational area. So
Thank you.
we're very pleased with it.
We are too.
And that's great. I'm trying to think of some other things at the Pruyn House that we may have missed. I know there's always something going on there. Of course, all summer long, people get to mingle at the concerts, and there's
We're planning our concerts for 2016.
different type of music, entertainment each week. You've had everything from country to German, Polish, Italian, Irish.
The ethnic nights are wildly popular. 2 years ago, I think we eliminated German night. And, we had calls saying, oh, we miss German night, the music, the food. So then, we try to integrate a new fifth concert each year. And so we're still in the process of deciding what we're going to have. But people they love to come, and for $5 they can listen to music, buy some food, and it's great.
And also you had the Beatles there this year.
did.
And you had a
We
very
did.
large crowd. That was a fun night.
That was a fun night, and that was not a great weather night, and we still had a pretty good crowd.
Yes, you did.
So that was nice, and they were phenomenal. They changed costumes in between sets and whatnot, and yep.
And that's another great thing that we have in town is entertainment during the summer months.
Oh, yeah.
We have the Pruyn House on Wednesdays, and then on Thursday evenings we have concerts in the crossings.
Right.
And people really, they just love coming out and just 5-10 minutes away from their home, and a couple hours of entertainment and just mingling with everyone, have a bite to
wonderful,
eat.
yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. So we just are very fortunate to live in the community that we live in.
We are.
But as we said, your history, being a history teacher
Right.
at Shaker High School, how many years ago did you leave Shaker?
I left Shaker in 2002, so I've been
2002.
gone for about 12 years now.
Okay.
So when I started working at Pruyn House, it was a nice blend. I mean, it was part-time. I'd been home raising our children for several years, and it was a nice segue back into the workforce, and I really do enjoy the educational component. I enjoy helping with the weddings, and it's really the best of both worlds.
A little bit of everything.
It is a little bit of everything.
Yes.
It's never the same every day.
Yes. Time with your family
Yep.
and some
It's
time
important.
on your own to
Right, in the professional world.
in the professional
Yes.
world, yes. And you've got some great people to work with there.
We
And
do.
as we said,
We do.
thank you to the volunteers, thank you to the
thank you,
board,
thank you. Yes.
everyone that's there.
Yes.
The town couldn't do it alone, that's for sure. And so we're really happy to be able to partner with everyone and get the job done. So.
Yep.
And it's there for everyone to enjoy.
Yes, open to the public.
Yeah, and I would encourage our listeners to check out the
sure,
website,
yeah.
because I know you do a great job with that.
I try.
Lots of information on there. And as always, we encourage people to become a friend of the Pruyn House.
Right.
That's
There's a
something.
membership form online if they're interested. It's very affordable. You can join as a family. You can join as an individual. We have a senior citizen level. Yeah.
So there's lots of options. Well, we're just about out of time. I think we covered quite a bit.
We did. Thank
And
you so much.
Thank you.
for
I really
inviting me.
appreciate you being here.
You're welcome.
And looking forward to the holiday events.
Yes.
And of course, we always wait for summer to come again so we can go to the concerts and have
Right.
fun there as well. But
Right.
we won't wish the year away.
No,
So,
not yet.
But anyway, thank you for being here. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite, and happy holidays.
You too. Happy holidays. And thank you all for tuning into Colonie Connect.